like a Hellcat.
Hello and welcome back to the channel where once again it's time for another Sega Master System review, with today's game being the one and only Castle of Illusion, a very well respected Mega Drive game that originally saw release in November 1990 before coming out on the Master System in February of 1991, both over in America and here the PAL region. The story sees Minnie and Mickey enjoying their time together when the evil witch Mizrabel all of a sudden swoops in, decides that she wants to steal Minnie's youth for herself, and it becomes Mickey's challenge to defeat all of her henchmen, collect the 7 gems of the rainbow, get access to Mizrabel, and defeat her once and for all, and rescue his love interest, Minnie. So once the menu hits, you'll see you've got a choice of practice or normal. Take into account the game cannot be completed on practice mode. Once you approach the castle, you'll meet the gatekeeper and he tells you that you must collect the 7 gems of the rainbow and defeat the Masters of Illusion before you can take on Mizrabel herself and rescue Minnie. Now what we always do is talk about what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it plays like, content and lifespan, whether it's still worth playing today, and if it can feature in our Master System top 10. So like always, we're going to start with visuals first, and it won't take you long to realise that Castle of Illusion is one of the best looking games on the console. It is bright, it is colourful, there are loads of variety with the levels, with the enemies. It's got fantastic visual appeal, it really does, and it holds up very well against the Mega Drive version as well, something that a lot of later Master System games really did. They showed there was actually a massive gulf between the NES and the Master System in terms of visual capabilities. The animations are very strong as well. Mickey looks fantastic, he really does. The enemies as well, they are very well animated, and the bosses too, absolutely fantastic I should say. I feel that they are a real pleasure to behold visually, and overall the game just doesn't really have any negative points visually. It's an absolute testament to the Master System's capabilities that it could punch out quality titles like this later on in its life. So moving on to the sound effects and music next, and if you've played this game before, then you will know it has a great soundtrack with some truly memorable tunes that will stay with you forever. And I'm not joking by that, because it's a long time since I played this game, probably 30 years or so from start to finish, and the tunes within this game have stayed with me ever since I first played it. They are that memorable, they're a testament to what the Master System can put out. And as well as that, we've got great sound effects for everything within the game as well. I haven't got anything negative to say about the sound effects and music within Castle of Illusion either. So what I'm going to do is give you a few examples of some of the tracks that you can hear within this game yourself. So moving on to the gameplay next, and it's more good stuff here. In terms of the flow of the levels, they're quite standard platforming stuff really, because you move through each of the levels side to side, up and down ladders, get to the end of the level and defeat the boss and collect the gem. We do have a little bit of swimming here and there to break it up, and it does give you a little bit of variety as well from the standard platforming levels. There's a variety of items that you can pick up too. Pieces of cake will replenish your health. Coins, once you collect a certain amount, will give you an extra life. You can collect ears as well, which give you an extra life directly. And of course, you need to collect all of the 7 gems too. In terms of the way Mickey actually controls, it's a really simplistic but effective control scheme. Mickey moves side to side with the D-pad. He can pick up items with button 1 and then throw them, and button 2 will jump. If you jump and press button 1, you will do Mickey's butt drop, which can defeat enemies and break blocks. It really does play very well, and the fact that it's simplistic and easy to pick up and play is its biggest strength in my opinion, because it means anybody of any age can pick up this game and do relatively well at it. It means it'll give younger gamers probably a little bit of a challenge to play through, but older gamers, if they just want a game that they can pick up and go through and only really be met with any challenge when they get to the very final level, then this is that kind of game, and it's enjoyable to play as well. So in terms of gameplay, Castle of Illusion comes out smelling of roses here too. So moving on to content and lifespan next, and we've got 5 standard levels, all with a boss, and then we have the final level, the castle, where we face the 2 final bosses, giving us a total of 6 levels and 7 bosses. In terms of playthrough time, it will take about 30 minutes to play through from start to finish, so it is by no means a long game. And in terms of actual replay value, there's very little here, because once you've seen it once, you've seen everything the game has to offer. There's no secret endings, no additional content, nothing like that. So it's not the kind of game you're going to play through, complete, and then play through again. In terms of content though, there is a great variety in the levels. They're all substantially different, and there's plenty of variety in the enemies as well, so that is good. But in terms of its actual lifespan, it's not the game's strongest point. So like always, that leaves us with our 2 final questions. Is Castle of Illusion on the Master System still worth playing today? And does it feature in our Master System top 10? Well, it won't come as much of a surprise when I say that this game is still well worth playing even nowadays, because it's visually still appealing, great use of colour and animation within the game, and it's simply fun and easy to pick up and play through. You won't regret the 30 minutes that this will take you to play through from start to finish, I guarantee it. Now, in terms of does it feature in our Master System top 10, we've seen some big hitting games feature in our top 10 already on the Master System, despite us not taking a look at that many games. Sonic, Sonic 2, Outrun, Shinobi, Streets of Rage all feature currently in our top 10. So Castle of Illusion faces a real tough challenge if it wants to get to number 1. And I'm going to let you in on a spoiler, it doesn't get to number 1. But what it does do is come into our Master System top 10 at number 4, because it really is, in my opinion, one of the better games on the system as a complete package. It looks good, it sounds good, and it plays good, and that is just pretty much what you want from a game. Yes, it doesn't have the kind of replay value that means you're going to pick it up and play it again and again, but it is a fantastic game nonetheless. So that means it features very respectfully in our Master System top 10. Now, of course, these are just my thoughts and my thoughts alone, and like always, I'm always interested in hearing other people's opinions about all of the games that I review. So if you got this game when it was released, pretty much like I did, and you loved it just as much as me, give me a comment down below. If you don't think it's that good though, tell me why. And as always, I'll be back in the near future with another review. Goodbye for now.